Smooth, quiet, and powerful, the all-new ManiPro Passport Portable Electric Nail File from KUPA Incorporated. Contemporary design and amazing colors. Powerful, lightweight, and comfortable. The handpiece is less than 1 inch in diameter but produces up to 30,000 RPMs of vibration-free power. The Passport makes a great traveling companion. For more information or to find a distributor in your area, contact us at 800-994-5872 or check us out on the web at KUPAinc.com.
Welcome to KUPA TV. I'm Yuri Castillo, Master Nail Tech, and your host for this edition of KUPA TV. Today we're going to introduce to you our awesome hard gel system, GelFinity. In this episode, I'm going to show you how you can create an amazing, lightweight, ultra-thin nails that are tough enough for your most active clients with the GelFinity system. First off, I want to introduce our lovely model, Anne, who's going to assist me today with our demonstration.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. Yuri and I are very excited to be able to introduce you to our GelFinity system. I work in a busy salon with a lot of hairdressers, makeup artists, and estheticians. With GelFinity, I can easily sculpt beautiful, long-lasting nails without any offensive odors.
So when you begin any nail service, it is essential that the surface of the nail be prepared properly. Proper nail preparation will reduce the possibilities of bacterial infections and lifting. Now we're gonna start with the preparation. I'm gonna use the Pro Pusher and I'm gonna start by pushing back the cuticles, like you can see right here. Make sure always the Pro Pusher is flat to the natural nail so that you don't create any indentations on the nail plate. Now I'm gonna turn this around and I'm gonna get as close possible to the skin and remove all the dead cells.
So why is it curved like that?
Well, because as you can see, it makes it easier for me to be able to see and remove all the debris that is stuck to the nail plate, because once the nail plate starts growing, a lot of the skin will stick to the nail plate. Now that I've done this, I'm gonna move to my shaper files. You always want to make sure that you're very gentle on the nail plate. So I always recommend using in 180 grit and above. I'm gonna use the soft side of the shaper buffer. And the main thing that we want to do here is remove the shine of the nail plate. The main thing that we want to do here is remove the shine of the nail plate.
So for prepping a natural nail, it's best to use that 180?
Yes, it's always best to use something very soft, because the main thing that we want to do here is remove the shine. Now we're gonna move on to our preparation liquids. First, we're gonna use our nail prep pH balance, and we call it Peace, and it's numbered so it makes it easier for everyone to remember the steps.
So what does Peace do?
This will dehydrate the nail plate and it will bring it to a pH balance. Mainly, it will remove all the natural oils of the nail plate. As you can see, it evaporates really quick. Okay, now we're gonna move on to our acid-free nail primer. We call it Love. So
what does primer do?
Applying primer will assure that you won't have any lifting. This will apply a sticky layer so that when you apply the product, it will bond better. One coat, it's all you need. And now we are prepared for form fitting. So our nails are all prepped and we are now ready to begin applying our gel. There are several ways we could go by applying our gel. We can apply it just on the natural nail and keep it short but still strong, and it will last you for a long time. Or we could use our infinite form, and that's what I'm gonna be doing today. We're gonna apply a form and it's gonna make it easier for us to create the natural nail, to create the extension of the nail and still be beautiful and fashion forward. Okay, so now I'm gonna fit the form. I'm gonna remove this backing side, and I'm gonna apply it here in the back to give it more strength. I'm gonna rip this apart. I'm gonna turn around my form and I'm gonna give it some curvature. Now that it's curved, I'm gonna make sure that it fits perfectly onto the natural nail. Now, she has a very high hyponychium, so I have to cut the form so it will fit perfectly onto her natural nail. For that, I'm gonna use my shear scissors and I'm gonna go in deeper.
Is it important for you to use the sticker thing in the back?
It is very important because it will make my form stronger and it will keep its shape. Before I close the tabs, I have to make sure that I open this so it will stay parallel to the nail. As you can see, now our form fits perfectly onto the natural nail, and now we are ready to apply our gel. Okay, so now we're gonna start applying our gel. I will be using our clear builder, and this will work as a base. When you create the extension, first you wanna apply a thin layer of clear builder onto the natural nail plate.
I know a lot of people are intimidated to use forms on a natural nail, especially when it comes to sculpturing a new set. What's your best advice to start learning how to use form?
So it's very important that you practice to learn how to apply the form. Once you practice enough times, you're gonna get the hang of it, and it becomes much more easier than start to apply tip by tip onto all the nails.
And of course, you guys can also rewatch all the video that we have it online.
Okay, now I'm gonna start by applying a thin layer. The brush that I'm using, it's our Gel Flat number 6. We're gonna start with a thin layer all the way from the cuticle to the free edge. Now that I have my thin layer of builder gel, I'm gonna pick up a bigger bead of my gel, and I'm gonna start and create the extension of the nail. This bead has to be applied right on the part where the form and the natural nail meet. And as you can see, I'm trying to level it with my brush at a 90-degree angle. Once I level the gel, now I'm going to thin it down the nail plate. Now we can introduce into the lamp for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, we're gonna take it out and pinch. Okay, now that we cure for 10 seconds, we're gonna use our tweezer squeezer, and we're gonna make sure that we pinch right on the free edge after this 10 seconds.
Why is it so important for us to only cure for 10 seconds?
Because once you cure for 10 seconds, it will flash cure the gel, and it will allow you to still mold it around. That's why we have to pinch and then go back into the lamp and cure for a full minute. Now that our nail is fully cured, I'm going to remove the tweezers. I'm going to get our GelFinity cleanser with a lint-free wipe and remove the sticky layer. Now I'm going to remove the form. To remove the form, you can just easily pinch the form and remove. As you can see, now we have the free edge. With our lint-free wipe, we want to make sure that we also get underneath the nail and clean. At this point, you want to be very gentle when cleaning the nail because you just created a very thin layer of gel. I'm using the 180 grit. Now you can see how it looks like if I applied a clear tip, but in reality we just elongated the natural nail plate. And now we're gonna move on to creating a pink and white nail. At this point, if you wanted to encapsulate or be more creative, you can add all the design and then encapsulate it again with gel. Okay, now we're gonna start by applying our cover pink. When you want to apply the cover pink, you want to make sure that you always apply a thin layer. I will be using our gel flat number 6. To apply a thin layer, you want to make sure that you pick up just a small amount of gel. We're gonna bring it from the cuticle area. You have to make sure that you don't touch the cuticle. You want to get as close as possible. If you picked up a lot of gel, you can just go back into the jar, remove the gel, and make sure that you cover with cover pink the entire nail plate as close as possible to the cuticle and bring it towards the free edge. Now that we apply a thin layer, we're gonna pick up a bigger bead of cover pink. This has to be like a medium size of cover pink. We're gonna bring it from the smile line. That's the first part that we want to work on. Once you apply your gel, you want to clean your brush in the jar and thin the product to the cuticle. We want to create the illusion that the gel is coming out like a natural nail.
So you're doing the reverse pink, but why is it called reverse pink?
Because we start from the cover pink. When you do a traditional gel, you start with the white, so from the tip. Now that we left it for a couple seconds, now we can go inside the lamp and cure for 1 minute. Now that the nail came out of the lamp, after it has been completely cured, we're gonna use our GelFinity cleanser again. We're gonna remove the sticky layer. Now we're gonna move on to using the shaper file, and we are going to perfect our smile line so we can have a perfect angles in both sides. I'm going to start from my left side, putting pressure onto the cover pink, and then I'm gonna work my way around it.
What grit are you using?
Now I'm using the 100 grit.
So you don't want it too rough, right?
No, we just want to make sure that we built a little wall so that once we cut down at the end when filing, we're gonna create a super sharp smile line. I'm always filing at a 90-degree angle, side to side. Now that it has been completely defined, the smile line, I'm gonna move on onto the 180 grit and just go over it a couple times. Now I'm going to remove the dust with the help of our nylon brush and our cleanser.
Can I use a KUPA bit to carve out the smile line too?
Yes, you can also use a carbide bit. It makes it a little bit faster whenever you weren't that clean when applying your first bead. Sometimes it runs all over the place if you don't have a lot of practice. So if you use the carbide, you can also create the smile line. You have to be more careful though. Now we are able to apply our white, and we will know that at the end we will have a perfect smile line. Here I have my white. I'm gonna continue using my gel flat number 6. I'm gonna pick up a medium bead again of white. I'm gonna apply the white right on the tip. Feel the free edge. So you can have more control when moving the product around. Clean your brush, remove all the product on the jar, come back at a 90-degree angle, and push the product up to the highest points of the smile line.
So basically you're just using the tip of the brush and move the product around?
Yes, and you want to use a light pressure, otherwise you're just going to be moving the product around and not leaving it even. Using just the tip, it helps you pull the product and keep a very smooth surface. And also our GelFinity helps you a lot because it will self-level and it won't run all over the place. Now you want to cure it inside the lamp for 1 minute. Okay, now that our application is done and it's completely cured, we're gonna move on onto filing. For this process, we're going to use our Armani Pro KP55 handpiece. It's a new model, and I'm gonna be using our bit, that is a 3-way bit. The great thing about this bit is that it has a tapered silhouette. It comes with the purpose of cleaning around the cuticle and the surface of the nail. So it makes it much more easier instead of having to be changed just a bit. I'm gonna introduce it, leave a little bit of neck, and just twist it, and it's completely secured. Now I'm going to use a medium speed. To start the filing process, I'm going to create the profile. And I'm gonna file down on the sides. Now we want to make sure that we are very gentle when filing gel. Gel, it's much more easier to file down than acrylics. Now that I have the surface, I'm gonna go around the cuticle. And now I have a clean surface. Now I'm gonna move on onto my hand file and finish the process. I'm gonna be using our shaper file, and I'm gonna start with a 100 grit. You wanna make sure that you start at a 90-degree angle in the sidewalls. You want to make sure that you file completely straight on the sidewalls, and then the tip. You can file side to side or up and down. It's a matter of preference. And now to finish the surface, I'm going to use the 100 grit side. I'm going to start from my left, working my way around the surface, close to the cuticle, and on the surface of the natural nail plate.
So So basically you use the file to refine the shape, right?
Yes, especially sometimes you, when you're not that practiced, when you don't have a lot of experience, when applying your product, you're gonna be able to leave some lumps, or you're gonna apply too much product. When using the electric file, it's easier to bevel down the product, and it makes a faster process. Now that I filed the entire surface with the 180 grit. Okay, now I'm gonna use the shaper buffer. I'm gonna use the sponge side, it's the soft side, and I'm going to just buff the surface.
Can you give us more advice or techniques on how to contour a nail shape?
Yes, it always depends on the type of nail that you're doing. If you want to have a super C-curve, and that will allow you to have a really contour nail, you always want to make sure that you apply the form in a very curved way. That will make it easier. And another way is that whenever you're filing on top, giving the shape, you always want to look down the barrel and see if you're creating the actual shape of the nail. Otherwise, if you're not checking, you're gonna create a very flat nail.
Is there, like for hand filing techniques, what's the best way to do that?
Like you want to start from the right side and then the left side, tip, and then move around the surface of the nail. When doing the surface of the nail, you always want to make sure that you follow your profile, and then from your profile, you want to make sure that you start contouring the nail so you can create that curve of the natural nail. And like I said, looking down the barrel, so you make sure that you follow the curvature of the nail. Okay, now we're gonna clean the nail with our GelFinity cleanser. Okay, now that our nails are done completely filing and completely clean, now we want to apply our high gloss gel sealer. It's a UV gel that you can apply like polish, and once it cures inside the lamp, you don't have to clean any tacky layer. And this, we're going to apply it on all 5 fingers. 10 fingers.
I love this UV foil is that once you apply it to the client, they can just, once cured, they can just walk up and go. You don't have to go back and wipe it clean.
Or you don't have to wait for it to dry.
Yeah, save you a lot of time.
And now you cure inside the lamp for 1 minute. If it's just UV, 2 minutes. Okay, now as you can see, the hand trace came out of the lamp and it's completely cured, and everything it's free of any sticky residue. Now I'm just gonna finish off with some Harmony cuticle oil. Apply it around the cuticle. And now we're just gonna give a little massage to the fingers, and we are completely done. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this GelFinity application Series 1 useful and informative. Remember, practice makes perfect. So continue practice until you feel comfortable experimenting on your friends. If you have any additional questions, you can email one of our technical advisors at technicaladvice@kupainc.com. We would also highly recommend attending one of our hands-on classes. There you will receive personal one-on-one training with one of our highly trained educators that can help you take your career to the next level. All the products used in this video are available from KUPA Incorporated. For more information, visit our website at kupainc.com. So Anne, did you like these nails?
I do. Now I just need you to finish my other hand. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Smooth, quiet, and powerful, the all-new ManiPro Passport Portable Electric Nail File from KUPA Incorporated. Contemporary design and amazing colors. Powerful, lightweight, and comfortable. The handpiece is less than 1 inch in diameter but produces up to 30,000 RPMs of vibration-free power. The Passport makes a great traveling companion. For more information or to find a distributor in your area, contact us at 800-994-5872 or check us out on the web at kupainc.com.